let's see. I believe that we're feeding out to the folks out there right now. Let me see. As I usually do, while I'm waiting for you guys to tell me whether or not the audio's coming through good, if video's coming through, all that kind of stuff, if we're even live at all, which, one never knows around here. One never knows. What I'm going to do is remind everyone to go to hankstrange.com, of course. Sign up for our email list over there. Look around the site. There's a lot of ways that you guys can communicate with us, follow us. It's all on hankstrange.com, so you will find it there. If you would like to support us, we've got a ton of these. 2020 was hell in a handbasket patches. There you go. You can pick those up. And then we do still have the other Hank Strange patches here. There you go. So pick those up, help support us. Keeps the wheels moving around here. All right, that being said, let me load up my guests here. There we go. Tony Simon, there we go. Joanna, Latina locked and loaded. I'm going to press the button and get this all kicked off right now.
Welcome back to the Hank
Boom!
Strange Situation.
All right, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, smash the thumbs ups, ring the bell so you can be notified that we are live. Come on with the jazz hands. Come on. I see Tony's doing it. Joanna's doing it. We are live. I hope you guys have your big girl panties on tonight. The big ones, because Tony's here. You're gonna need him. You're gonna need him. He's gonna drop some knowledge on you. Big load of knowledge, Tony. This is episode 701 of the Who Moved My Freedom podcast. I'm your host, Hank Strange. Joining me tonight is Tony Simon, the aforementioned Tony Simon of 2nd for Everyone, right? And
2nd is for everyone, yes.
Yes. 2nd is for everyone, and Latina locked and loaded in the house.
Guys.
What's up? Make sure. I don't know if you guys are hearing her audio. It's a little low to me, but let me know if you guys are hearing her audio, Tony's audio, everything. What's going on with you guys? How's everyone?
Pretty good. I just got in from work.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we thought. I was just telling Tony, man, maybe the apocalypse kicked off down in South Florida.
Got me excited. I threw on my Boogaloo outfit and everything. I'm like, hey, here's the book.
He's ready.
What does your hat say?
Yeah, let's go.
Oh,
let's
go. Make black rifles great again.
Yeah.
It's from Walther Arms.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of ones like that. I think Barnauls had Make ARs Great Again, right? Right, Barnauls had that one. So, yeah. So there you go. Tony's ready for the boog.
Yeah. Yeah, with 10-round magazines and everything, baby. Let's do this.
Black powder, if need be.
Black powder matters.
Yeah.
Get the job done. That's all that matters.
See, you know what? Coincidentally, Tony, I do have a little bit of Hawaiian shirt flavor going on in this Lola shirt. There you go. Yeah,
there you go.
You guys can get that on Ballistic Ink. There'll be a link somewhere here you guys can go to. And by the way, shout out to Barnauls. Barnauls, that's how you're supposed to say it. I don't know how you say it, Tony. Joanna. Barnauls.
What, the ammo company?
Yes, the ammo guys. Shout out to them. Performance steel case ammunition.
Nice peoples.
Yes, good folks out there. Shout out to everyone who's out there. Let's see. Obviously, Tony, you're in Jersey.
Jersey in the house.
Yep. If anyone needs any shout outs, let us know. We'll take care of that. So you're in Jersey. Let's start off with the New Jerusalem. What is happening? What's going on up there, man?
Hold on. Behind the lines of New Jersey, this weekend it's supposed to be an armed insurrection. Yeah, so running around right now, the news is there's supposed to be some kind of armed march in New Jersey on Sunday. Mm-hmm. Except none of the Second Amendment groups have heard anything about this. This was some announcement made by someone somewhere that has made the news and has been going around the country. Mm-hmm. If there was ever an armed march in Jersey, one, the mainstream media will drown out your message, and you would just be a bunch of whack jobs walking with guns in Jersey. Mm-hmm. Two, the state police would drown out your message with gunfire because it's illegal to open carry a firearm in New Jersey at a protest like that.
Mm-hmm.
um, so no, that's not happening. As someone that's obviously been to rallies in New Jersey, Second Amendment rallies, and actually spoken at Second Amendment rallies, on a good day we can't get 2,000 people. On
Right.
a
Yeah, I
day.
know. Unfortunately,
Um,
yeah.
on a very sunny day in
Mm-hmm.
the spring, last event I actually spoke at, we barely had 300
There are
people.
sunny days in Jersey, believe it or not. I
Oh,
know.
it's you're right, Suck. It's a beautiful state,
Yeah.
but yeah. So no, we're not going to have any march. Do not fall for it. No organization in their right mind would try to get you to do something blatantly illegal with an open carry march in
Yeah.
Trenton.
It's
We
a
have a
op.
lot of
It's a
do.
op, right?
Have a lot of work to do here,
Mm-hmm.
and that's not going to be part of it. And in no way, if you think that's a good idea, that doesn't help us.
Mm-hmm.
That does not help us. We have 1 million gun owners in this state, actually more than 1 million, and we never even get a full percentage fraction of those
Mm-hmm.
showing up for action. So
Yeah.
no.
It's definitely an op. Obviously, the FBI put out, when was that? Over the weekend, or was it yesterday? The FBI put out a thing saying that there's planned armed marches in all 50 states around the nation. There's a lot of misinformation, lots of lies coming from all over the place, different directions. I would really just suggest that these times right now for the good folks out there to stay home, take care of yourselves, your loved ones. Keep loading magazines, whatever you have to do. But keep your powder dry and don't get involved in these things because they're just looking for reasons right now, and we don't need to do anything. We're the ones. We can sit back here a little bit and let whatever's going to play out without us.
I
Yeah.
absolutely agree with that. I think that what's happened has happened, and I don't think that armed marches are going to help matters in any way. If anything, it's just going to put more attention on guns and give them a reason to push legislation that they're already pushing out. The House has already have a bunch of bills lined up, including a suggestion to add 200 more ATF agents, which we all don't need more of them. So
Mm-hmm.
let's not give them a reason to focus on us at all.
Yeah, I would agree with that. What do you say to that, Tony?
I'd say 100%. 200 more ATF agents just mean your dogs are even more endangered than they were before. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Also, it's a false flag, and it might draw some people out. And the ones it does draw out, of course, will probably be arrested or just look really bad. And boom, legislation, anti-gun legislation on top of anti-gun legislation.
Yeah.
And as long as they have the momentum, they will win because not enough of us stand up. People
Yeah.
can't see what's happening.
Well, so I'm not afraid of anti-gun legislation because we can't do anything about that. They've had all of that stuff preloaded for a long time. It's routine for them to throw up these anti-gun. I think, how do I say this? I think there's a lot of that always going out there, and I understand that it's a driver for views, eyeballs, and stuff like that. And at the same time, there's people keeping everyone notified of what's going on. But let's be honest. Even for those politicians we think that are on our side, they're going to do what they want to do. And they don't really need, solid excuses to go that path. We just don't need to comply with that. We just need to be prepared for things that happen, but don't get ourselves involved. I think that's a lot of what went down in D.C. last week, that there were folks who went out there genuinely to show support for Trump at that Trump rally. There were families, from what I hear, kids out there, folks out there with their kids and all that kind of stuff, people of all races, etc. And then towards the end of that, they started getting infiltrated by probably several groups, and that's just going to be a rinse and repeat kind of tactic going forward here. So there's no reason. Right? There's no reason to get caught up in that and get involved in that. and just be prepared. I think ultimately, though, when it comes to laws, we can't stop them from using what they already have to try to push things through, because from the reaction to what you saw that happened in DC last week was basically, how dare we even entertain the thoughts in our minds that we should make politicians feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, that is definitely one of the things that happened. And truthfully, people in DC learned what's been happening to peaceful protest all summer. You got infiltrated.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what happened during the summer. Because my sister was one of the protesters out in DC last summer.
Mm-hmm.
And, she's all about her thing. And of course, they're gone. She went
Mm-hmm.
home,
Mm-hmm.
with her friends having drinks or whatever when the stupidity happens. But that whole thing hijacked her protest and her First Amendment and just took it to something else. Oh, look, they're tearing the place up again. They're destroying property. Nah, she was at home.
Yeah.
It's like, that's what happened.
Yeah.
And also, always at protests, there's that group mentality, that mob mentality that happens to some people. And some of them might have gotten caught up in there too with all good intentions. And then they were like, oh, heck yeah, why don't we run up in the building? I'm like, I just feel sorry for that one brother that was standing in the middle of the floor. He was just looking for the bathroom. He was like, they told me to like 2 lefts and a right, and then I ended up here.
I don't know if you guys saw it. There was even some grandma's old lady who was just like,
well, this is a tactic. They try to mix with the crowd and then get the crowd involved in what they're doing, because that obviously makes it more difficult. Police or whoever are out there, if they're looking out at a crowd of civilians versus like what's clearly Antifa, right? They don't know what to do, and that gives them an opportunity. So I think that you don't want to be co-opted. I agree with what you're saying. What I think is interesting, I was having a conversation with a guy today, the dad of one of my friends, and he called me up because he wanted advice. He decided, because of what happened in DC last week, he's now afraid of the Trump people and white people, and he's gonna get him a gun because now he's worried about that. And I was like, I think you should absolutely defend yourself, and you should find out about this and go out and look at things and visit the stores and all that kind of stuff and get your hands on stuff and maybe rent some things. But I said, what you're trying to tell me is that now you saw something recently that scared you and made you think that these folks want to do something to you. There's a couple of things. One, if you look at the video and pictures of the Trump rally itself, there was families out there. Do you really think Trump would have been out there in a rally? The Secret Service would have allowed him out there if everyone in that rally had masks on? Do you really think that was going to go down, right? So if you look at that, you'll see that, and then when you look later on, you'll see all of a sudden there's a bunch of people with masks on and all kinds of gear ready for something. So if you think about that, like I'm trying to explain to him that this thing got infiltrated. And it means, he's like, well, what do you think about that? And I said, well, let's go back to when cities were getting burned down last year, and Black Lives Matter was protesting, and then they got co-opted, and whatever happened, and cities started burning down. Who was doing that? And I asked him, I was like, who was doing it? Did you see a lot of black people out there burning down the cities they live in? He told me, no, I saw lots of white people. It's like, I saw some black people standing by looking, couple, maybe here and there, someone participating. I was like, yeah, you saw a whole bunch of white people out there doing that. I said, those are the same crazy people that were in this thing. And when that happened, you weren't worried about it. But now this happens, you're all of a sudden...
They're coming after me.
Now you're worried. So this is... Listen, the gun sales, all that kind of stuff have kicked up. I'm not even surprised that he's now trying to get on the bet. It's probably kind of late. I'm not really sure what's left out there in gun stores. I don't know what you guys have seen if you've been looking.
I've been in the market for an AK, and I keep missing the one that I want. So
okay,
the last few weeks, I haven't been able to get what I want. So
Okay, well, this is a good opportunity. What do you want, Joanna? What's your dream AK? I have a
Any
feeling
AK.
Rolando's listening right now and making notes. Any AK is your what? Well,
You know, I'm
you
not.
just said the
Listen,
one you want. Oh, you don't want to
I've
tell
never
us because you don't want
actually.
us to get it. Is that what it is?
That's exactly it. I
Oh.
actually shot an AK once, and that was at SHOT Show,
Mm-hmm.
and that's it. But I'm trying to get, certain things checked off on my list of things that I have to have in my repertoire. We do not have an AK. We need one. I
Okay.
convinced myself we did.
Are you
So
getting a Draco? Is it a Draco that you want? You could tell me. I
Yeah,
won't
it's
tell
totally
anyone.
a Draco. No, it's not.
Okay. Sure.
We were looking at Palmetto State Armory. I know a lot of people don't like that or think it's whatever, not a Gucci gun, but I'm looking for an entry level AK.
I don't think there's really any problems. I mean, with PSA stuff, there may be. They're guns after all, so I'm sure there may be a couple things that there's issues, but I don't see any problem with them. I think they're good.
Yeah, I've
guns.
heard good things about those AKs. Actually, I had one of my guys, and he was looking at an AK too, and they had a Walther 10 here, beat up, used Walther 10 for like $1,200, $1,300. I was like, dude, if you buy that Walther 10 for that much money, you will regret it for the longest time. I was like, this is what, because he made some bets and won some games or something.
Got some money burning a hole in his pocket.
Yeah, he's got a money burning a hole in his pocket.
Right.
He wants to get his first long arm, the center fire. And he's like, yeah, man, I'm thinking about getting this AK. And I was like, look, one, any good gun is going to take a minute. Plus questionable Q&A in places now because they're producing firearms so fast. A lot of them are using outside vendors. I mean, even Smith & Wesson had a recall on their EZs because of hammers that came from outside vendors. So I'm like, custom. I'm like, if you didn't blink at a $1,200 Walther 10, add another $400 and contact Meridian. Meridian makes great AKs. One of the guys had one at the diversity shoot, and I shot it, and I was like, "Oh my goodness! It's so nice. It's so nice." But I was like, "Do the custom route. You'll probably have to wait 6-8 weeks, maybe a little longer. But the gun you get will be handmade, custom AK." That will not drop in price when this is all over with. That will still be a $1,600 AK. So you shoot it, you have it, and if you want to let it go, you're not going to lose a buttload of money and regret it. The minute this craziness is over, that Walther 10 is back to $400, bro.
So I don't know, what was the reason that he was so interested in the Walther 10, you think?
He was interested. I think it just tickled his fancy. He's 25 years old. Video game gun. He saw it, and there weren't many guns on the racks. A lot of as they think of it as FUD guns.
Yeah.
Shotguns, maybe some lever actions. But he saw an AK, and he was like, "I want it."
Yeah. That reminds me. I don't know if either one of you. I don't know who did the song, but there's this song where the guy has a line. I don't want no handgun. I want an AK. Anyone ever heard that? It's just me. Okay, I'm gonna have to look it up. I think it's Yo Gotti or something like that. You never heard that? I think it's. Is it Back Outside? Something like. I'm gonna look it up here in a second. But yes, nowadays. There's a lot of good AKs. If you want something that's coming from outside the country, there's options on that. But there's a lot of good stuff getting made inside the country. You just need to. I don't know. It's kind of a crazy time to get up on those things. And if you're a real gun aficionado, if you're set and you got stuff to defend yourself and all that, I don't know. I feel
like it's also, we had this conversation with Rolando. It's like, is now the time to buy, if you already have enough guns to defend yourself, and we do, right now I'd rather invest in getting ammo and training and, accessories for your guns. We just got new red dots, and I just got a case of ammo for the ARs, and I'm pretty happy with that for now.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm doing some bills right now because Barnauls. I love the Barnauls retro. I love Barnauls retro rifles, and they stopped making some of them, and one of the ones I really like was the 605, which their version of Dissipator, and they just stopped making that. Well, they had some sales going on, so I picked up the barrel. I picked up the upper receiver, stripped all the parts for that. So I'm just going to put that together because that's a fun gun. That's one of the things I wanted, and since they're no longer making it, I'm going to have to piece it together anyway. And again, not worried.
Yeah, Night Train says, let me see. I'm trying to catch comments. Lots of comments. Look, if everyone's here right now with us, smash the thumbs ups. That would be awesome. We would get to 100 real fast. So smash the thumbs ups if you haven't done that. If you hate us, go ahead, smash the thumbs down. By the way, if you really hate us and you're smashing those thumbs downs, you're actually helping us out. So thank you. Either way, one or the other, it's all good. It's all good. So let's see. Yeah, I was gonna say I'm trying to remember too many details going through my mind, but there's a bunch of AKs that you can get here. When I come up with, I'm trying to remember the name of mine and find the website and everything and show you guys. But I have an all-American made AK. You know.
IO?
No.
You had IO? No? Okay.
No. Don't try to trap me, Tony. He's trying to trick me right now. He's trying to trick me. No. Let's see. Matt Morrison says, "Get your imports now. Have a feeling they might go away." So there you go. And Joanna still doesn't want to tell us what her AK is. And by the way, I found those lyrics I was talking about. It's Yo Gotti. I'm gonna throw up here. There's bad language in there, so avert your eyes if you are too young to read bad language. But Yo Gotti, the lyrics to Stay Your Distance, that's the name of it, Stay Your Distance. It says, the beginning of it to me is funny. He says, "I've been quarantined because I ain't, messing with anyone." And it goes on. But anyway, way down from that, he says, "I don't want no handgun. I need an AK. A whole Drac." Or a whole Drake. Busted down, Patek. So anyway, I like that line. I don't know. I listen to rap music. Some of the people here on this thing listen to like Kpop, which they don't even understand. Which they don't even understand the lyrics or whatever from the Kpop.
Listen, a lot of people, especially down here in South Florida, that's not an excuse not to listen to music. A lot of people down here in South Florida, they don't speak Spanish, and they be listening to Bad Bunny and Maluma and all that stuff.
Yeah, but I could understand that, though.
Right, you just read these lyrics. You just read these lyrics. I'm thinking they were in English, and I didn't understand.
Yeah, but I could understand Spanish. I could hear Spanish better than I could speak it. So I enjoy some reggaeton. I don't know. Those no matter what, I'm not gonna.
Reggaeton better than the K-pop.
I would say I would much if I had to only have one kind of music in the world, and my two choices were K-pop or reggaeton. It's reggaeton all day.
Meanwhile,
I'll take bachata even.
Now I'm listening to Punjabi MC and laughing my butt off at both of you guys.
I love that stuff. I definitely love world music, so I definitely love Punjabi MC too.
Oh, yeah. It was hilarious because I blame that on I stumbled across it. Basement Jacks, I think, was the name of the tune, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, oh, dude, this is the bomb. And then I think Jay-Z did a song with them.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, they did a cover with them.
Do you remember that? I love that, the beginning of that thing. By the way, I could do that. I'm Indian. So for any people out there who want to come down on this, that's not racist or anything. I am Indian. So there you go.
I watched Mississippi Masala like 3 times.
Oh yeah, that's the story of my life. That's how I came into this world.
Nice.
My dad obviously is black. My mom was Indian. The whole Mississippi Masala thing. I used to get called Mississippi Masala all the time.
Now Joe's got to freaking Google that. She's like, "What the heck are those guys talking?"
Denzel Washington and what was the name of the Indian lady that was on there?
Bad. That's what her name was. She was.
Yeah, I can't remember her. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, good movie. Good movie though. I always think to myself, "Oh, I wonder if this is how my parents were." From what I hear, it was pretty much, if you can imagine, a nightmare version of that.
1991, man.
Yeah.
Gee.
Yeah.
God, I feel old now.
Oh yeah, man. That's way back with Denzel. That's skinny Denzel right there.
1991
Yeah,
romantic drama
yeah. Let's see.
I
based
would
upon
not
a
mess with this.
screenplay by a
That
name I can't pronounce.
I think the woman in Mississippi, Masala, the actress, she was actually in the Kama Sutra movie, if I'm not mistaken.
Her name is Sarita Chudhari.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm gonna. I'm never gonna find this movie because Okay, hold on a second. I'm just gonna look it up by Denzel.
It's
Oh, what's that? Mississippi Masala?
Yeah, but that's an
Yeah.
old movie on his. That's an old movie. What did you say? 1991.
1991.
1991. Denzel was in Saint Elsewhere. Totally forgot about that. The
Mhm.
Mighty Quinn.
The
That
Mighty Quinn was a good one, dude. I enjoyed that.
It was a good movie. Bad Jamaican. That's a real hardcore Jamaican accent.
Oh
in
yeah,
that
it was
movie.
bad.
Yeah.
She's still beautiful though.
Mo Better Blues.
Wow.
Yeah, Mississippi Masala. There we go. Yeah. Yep. Sarita Chowdhury. That's who that is. Sarita
I like
Chowdhury.
the tagline for the movie: "Passion, tradition, mix it up."
Yeah.
Good tagline.
Yeah. By the way, also she looks just like a lot like my mom. So there you go. Every time I saw that movie, I used to think, "Wow, I wonder if this is how amazing it was for my parents or whatever." But when I actually spoke to them, they were like, "No, it's a nightmare, nightmare scenario." My dad had like nightmares before he got. This is funny. My dad told me that the night before he got married, he had this nightmare that this massive vampire bat was trying to kill him. And he was like, I don't know why I didn't, that should have been a sign to just run and never look back. So, yeah, real life turns out not to be like the movies. So there you go. Yeah, there you go. I don't know. How do we get, what were we doing? We got
I have no idea, dude.
Yeah, we somehow got off track here.
The chat wants to know if you like curry.
Do I like curry, or
Yeah.
are we talking about Tony? Yeah, of course.
You-
I'm Indian.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. I
Come
do
on,
like
it's
curry.
curry.
And Kathleen Music Lover says, "Can Lola do curry?" My mom taught her how to do curry and a whole bunch of other things that's related to my mom's side of the culture. So yeah.
My wife actually did work for an Indian family and got into Indian food that way, but she never knew what to order. If we order some, she never wanted to pull the trigger on actually ordering from a restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
So one day I had Uber Eats and I just did it. I was like, nope, we're just gonna pick some stuff, and if it sucks, we throw it out, and if it's good, we'll eat it. And we just started ordering Indian food. So we've been having fun with it.
It depends on where you get it from, right? So there's different things. So like my mom would be like so obviously my parents and myself, we were born in Guyana, right? So there would be that Caribbean flavor rolled into that whole thing. But even in India, there's all these different tribes and stuff like that. So everyone has their own way of mixing and making curry and roti and all those kinds of things. So it gets complicated. It's just like is there really one kind of African food? A lot of people look as Africa as a country, not a continent.
Well, it's the
Right?
same thing with South America.
True. Yeah.
We have completely different cuisine. Everybody assumes like we were talking about tacos the other night on our show. I got off our podcast on Sunday night and had to go make tacos because I can't remember who brought it up.
Right.
You know who
But
brought
that's
that?
Who brought it up?
That damn Argo J.
It was Argo Day.
Oh, okay.
I just had tacos an hour ago, dude, because of that son of a
Oh,
bitch.
you guys had Argo J on your show?
No, he was in the chat.
He was in the chat. Okay, I was about to say because I can't get him to actually like show up.
No, he just jumped in
Yeah.
the chat.
Oh,
I think it was
okay.
I was talking Spanish and then he said, "Yo quiero Taco Bell."
That's racist. That's racist.
Whatever.
But yeah, tacos are actually not part of my natural cuisine. I'm Dominican and Colombian. We don't have tacos. Colombians have arepas and we have different things like tostones, but like we don't. That's not a natural thing. I adopted that from Mexico, you know.
So
But
okay,
I'm
so
okay.
you're half Dominican.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know what? Respect. Right now, all the dudes out there will understand what I'm saying. Respect to the Dominican ladies out there. Respect. Let's just wave our hands for a second to all the Dominican mommies out there. And yes, it's really weird, right? And the Dominican Republic is like on the same island as Haiti, Hispaniola. Weird, two totally different cultures. Maybe the only thing in common is whatever grows there.
Pretty much.
but everyone cooks it a different way. That's the thing. And I like Haitian food too, man.
Shout out to Six Creamers, Kevin Dixie.
Oh, okay. I just thought you said sapase.
I don't.
All my Haitian people out there will understand.
Oh, all right.
Was. See, I'm an international man of mystery, Tony. Yeah, international.
Okay. International.
Yeah. Now everyone's throwing up what kind of chicks they like. That's going on right now in the chat. That's
my wife. That's it. That's all that. I don't even find other women attractive whatsoever. My wife is the only woman on the planet I find attractive.
There's gonna come a big lightning bolt was gonna strike you down.
Woman Crush Wednesday, every Wednesday.
Yeah.
My snow bunny.
Yeah. Listen. There's all flavors in the world. That's what makes the world so great. All the differences in the world. So that's awesome. So what's traditional food for Dominicans?
Well, Caribbeans definitely like meat, pork, fed meat. Like that's a thing down here. It's like a Cuban and Dominican thing. Pretty much all
pork.
you got like the whole pig on a spit thing. Obviously, right. I don't do that because I'm a vegetarian.
Right.
But I have no problem. That was my favorite thing ever growing up. Before I went to the dark side.
I don't know what's in on a Cuban menu that's not pork.
Pretty much, yeah.
Like everything is pork. Maybe if there's some platinos or something like that on there.
No, Cuban
but that probably has a
sprinkling
sprinkling of pork. It's probably fried in pork oil.
I actually have to be very, very careful with Cuban cuisine because I've actually accidentally eaten pork quite a few times because something that's totally vegetarian, they're like, let's pour some pork grease on there. And it's like, oh, well.
Oh, yeah. I forget. Yeah, I've never accidentally eaten pork in my life. It's all been on purpose, baby.
Yeah, so Joanna doesn't eat pork because she's vegetarian. I don't eat pork.
Really?
I don't eat pork.
Thing?
Well, was for my dad. When I was younger, my dad was a 7-day Adventist, so he didn't eat pork, and so we grew up like that. And I obviously lived in some places where people didn't eat pork, also.
I thought 7-day Adventists didn't eat any kind of meat.
There's a whole bunch of they eat meat. I think they don't do pork and they don't do shellfish type stuff. Right? So that, like, I don't think they do, what's the shellfish things? Probably lobster, prawns, shrimps, all the crabs, all those kind of things. There's certain things they just don't do. But, that whole thing, like the religious thing of not eating pork is not just Muslims, by the way. Jews don't do it. Muslims don't do it. And Christians are technically not supposed to do it either.
I actually stopped eating pork for 2 or 3 years while I was in the Corps. Just as one of those,
that's why your pictures were so skinny when you were a Marine.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons. that and the fact that I ran 5 miles a day just because. Because
that's called the Marine diet.
It's the pork, not the inactivity.
Oh, right. Yeah.
But yeah, definitely. I didn't. And it was funny because I was deployed overseas, and it's like, I mean, I lived in Japan for 2 of those years. I came back stateside, and I was like, yeah, I don't really eat pork. Now I hadn't seen my mom in like 3 years, and I'm from the South. So I got stationed in North Carolina. I drove back to my mom's house. I was like, yeah, I'm not eating pork. Man, my mom made pork for breakfast. breakfast and pork for lunch. Oh, I was out the window. I was back. I'm back, baby.
So wait,
My mom did the same thing to my sister because she was actually the first one to go vegetarian. She was a little bit older than us, so she went to college and came back with her hippie ways and infiltrated the rest of the family.
Your sister?
But, yeah.
Okay.
So I remember there was she came home for like winter break and she was a vegetarian and my mom just was like out on the deck like roasting pork and she's like, "You sure you don't want any?" And she actually made like she made her eat a piece and she was just like, because she couldn't resist it. It smells so good.
Yeah. I mean, I think pork is just really not good for you as a person. You know, it's very high salt and other things in there. And then I saw someone says that pigs are very intelligent but delicious.
Yeah.
And then I think the religious thing goes back, and I know this is a tangent or whatever, but that's what we do around here. I think the religious thing goes back in the days they used to use pigs for exorcisms, right? To get the demons out of people, and then they would cast it into. I don't know if you guys realize that. That's the thing. Some of my scholars out there are going to co-sign that. Just watch. That is the major reason why in a lot of religions, they do that. As well as, if it's not a very clean animal and people are always getting sick eating it, then they write it into the bylaws to keep people from consuming that stuff. Yeah. Armament and Axis says pigs eat anything and everything. So let's see.
Fun fact, pork was actually the last thing I gave up. And there was I like phased out different types of meat. So in between phases, I remember I was at a restaurant and I got the veggie burger with bacon on it. And I just blew the mind of the waiter, like, wait, what? So
yeah, the veggie burger with bacon. So a little bit of bacon. Is that even real? Was it like real bacon?
It was real bacon.
Okay.
Well, last week I just had at work. I work in a prison, and the food is horrible. And they had vegetable lasagna, and then they had
violation.
They had vegetable lasagna, ziti, just noodles, and then meat sauce. I got vegetable lasagna with meat sauce. And I was like, what? I was like, one.
Probably in there putting layers, right? Layering it back in.
Like, no, just take the meat sauce, throw it on top.
You're correcting the vegetable lasagna.
I'm like, I fixed it.
Wow.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Len Holt says Jesus cast the demons into a herd of swine. There's a whole bunch of reasons why people do things or don't do things. It's interesting, and the young folks have forgotten about all of this today, And by the way, can I just say this, Joanna, while we're on the subject of being a vegetarian, vegetables are people too, right?
Yes, they have feelings.
Yeah, they're alive.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, they have families and all that kind of stuff, the little vegetables. If you've ever seen the Veggie Tales, you know what I'm talking about.
Yes, I laugh. I have an evil laugh as I eat my carrot.
You hear the little screams.
I can't hear the screams of the vegetables over the squealing of the pigs. So
all I know is I have genetically high cholesterol, so I don't have to worry about it because I don't eat anything bad. So it's all good. I'm gonna live to 100.
Yeah, Atomic Bull says my cousin is a vegetarian. I always barbecue when she comes over.
So wrong.
Oh boy. So do you have those like abominations of science? Those unbeliever burgers? Is that? Yeah, I think it's. You have that?
Yeah. I have to say I'm not. I grew up kind of like eating those. But as I got older, I eat them less. I'm more into like eating tofu or like beans and rice or veggies. So I'm kind of lazy, so it's easier to me than, But I did try the Impossible Burger. I don't know if you've seen it. Now they sell it in like blocks of, like it looks.
I don't want vegetables that bleed.
It literally bleeds, and it's
No.
I remember the first.
No, how you make a vegetable bleed? That's just abomination right there.
That's just weird to me. It's like if you really need to watch your veggie burger bleed, it's like, okay, you're not ready to do this. Go back to eating meat. You're fine.
Yeah. By the way, I noticed Kevin Dixie was out there. Now all of a sudden the flamethrower came out, the cigar came out.
He got inspired.
Tony Simon got all sparked up. Yeah.
Oh dang! Yeah, wow. Dude, talk about subliminal. Huh? Oh shoot! I didn't even know I was doing that.
No, it's cool. It's cool. No, I'm not complaining. Oh wait, that was happening. Why are you switching hats? What's this about? Oh, there you go. Oh boy, the NOC hat came out. Oh boy. Yeah, there you go.
Now I really confuse white people. He's got an NOC hat and he's smoking a cigar with a beer.
Like, is Kevin? Is Kevin?
Kevin Dixie just appeared on your show.
Yeah.
When did that happen?
Yeah, Kevin is eating a lot of donuts lately.
Hey, that's rude. My cell phone adds 100 pounds.
Right. Yeah, that's Hey, listen, like I said, all flavors here. Let's see. Real meat has no color added. That's what someone said here. Eli EDC says, he says, give us a couple of bucks. He says, search on YouTube, Malcolm X delete scene on pork. Okay.
Well, he wasn't Malcolm X Muslim?
Yeah.
So he wouldn't be able to eat it.
No. Before he became Malcolm X, yes. Right? What was Malcolm X's real name? I don't remember. Or not, excuse me. Not his, Malcolm X was his real name. What was his government name? Someone will tell us. I can't have the keyboards clicking right now. I should remember that for some reason.
Malcolm Little.
Yeah, it was at Malcolm Little.
It was Malcolm Little? Okay.
Yeah,
right,
couldn't
cool.
remember it, yeah.
Yeah. Someone's commenting. Floyd Wilson's commenting on your Boogaloo shirt.
I bought this Boogaloo shirt just for a rifle giveaway that I did.
Yeah. And I don't know if this is code, but real NOC says Bubbles is my youngest boy. What does that mean?
Tony is Bubbles.
Oh, okay. I mean, come on now. If you guys were Russian nesting dolls, you got to open up Tony first and then find Kevin Dixie inside of there. Come on.
That's right. After you open up Kev, you're going to find Argo or maybe even, what's his name, Coleon.
Oh, no, Coleon is like way down till you get to almost, yeah.
The smallest one.
Yeah. I was looking at something that he said. He did a video the other day, and he said something about his T-Rex arms. And I was like, okay, at least you know. At least you know. So,
T-Rex arms, small hands.
No.
He was talking about that today with the, FN has new 509?
Yeah, someone was telling me about this new FN gun. What is it? Hold on, let me look this up. Yeah, someone said, oh, you got to see the FN. Is it 509?
Mm-hmm. 509 long slide.
Long slide?
I don't know what they call it.
Okay, let me see.
That's what
Is it out? Is it already for sale, or they just announced it?
I know I've seen people with it. I don't know if it's out there yet.
Let me see. FNS 9 long slide?
Maybe.
Okay. I mean, I don't know if we're looking at the wrong thing of the new FN, because I know today someone was telling me that there's a new FN gun.
Yeah, it was a lot of people's videos all came out today. Coleon's one of them.
Okay, so hold on. Noir has a video on it. Let me see.
Yep.
Yeah, this came out. I'm looking at an article. FN introduces 509 long slide edge tactical pistol. The 509 series gets another addition to the platform with the new long slide edge tactical model. It comes with optic ready long slide with 5-inch target crowned hammer forged barrel underneath. It also has a new frame texture that enhances the shooter's grip and 2 interchangeable backstraps.
Okay, yeah, I think he did this a couple days ago. Okay, no, this is different from what I was just looking at just now.
Yeah.
This
Yeah. 1 day ago it says, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a pricey gun. $1,499 is MSRP.
Woo! Well, okay, it's got that trigger in it. Because I was actually at FN. FN had a range day in Jersey, and I was the only guy there for the first 3 hours, so I got to mess with like everything.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like an Apex-like trigger in here, like flat face trigger,
Mm-hmm.
high vis, suppressor height sights. So I mean, it has some stuff, but yeah, that is kind of pricey.
Yeah, but I don't see. I mean, look, it's got some nice serrations out front,
Hmm.
but I'm not really sure like what's all super cool. In my mind, I was thinking, oh, this is gonna be like some space aged awesomeness.
It's got slide cuts.
Yeah, it looks like it has a magazine. I mean, it looks like a competition type of gun, obviously.
Yeah, it's got the red dot cut out, but I think it's just like they're tactical. So I think you replace the entire rear
Okay.
sight, right, with
Okay.
the red dot.
Yeah, it looks. No, I can see a rare sight in this.
Hmm.
I'm looking at one that has a red dot in it, and it kept the back
Oh,
sight.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the one in his
Oh,
video is
it's
like
fun.
that. Yeah. Huh.
Here we go. Yeah, I had to find it on screen.
Okay.
Yeah, it does keep the back sight. All right.
So how much
what-
is that FN again? What is it going for?
1,500 pretty much.
1,500. Okay.
Yeah.
I
don't
think
know.
it's upset.
Yeah.
Being in Jersey,
It's FN. I mean, yeah.
it comes with 3 17-round magazines, but I live in Jersey, so I won't get them. It'll only come with either 10 or none at all,
Yeah.
and you still pay the same
Yeah.
price.
By the time you get it, Jersey's just going to be delivering the box to you with the cancel warning. That's all you get.
And a spent shell.
Oh, that's yeah. Not even. You can't have that shell. You might reuse it.
That's true. We can't have. Remember when it was all the rage? It was a bullet keychain
Hmm.
Hmm.
in Jersey. If that bullet, the projectile in it, is a
Mhm.
hollow point, it's against the law.
For the keychain.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
With your keys through it, but it's a hollow point.
Inoperable. Wow. Okay. Yeah, there's some. We're gonna probably see some cool guns coming out, right? I know this is a kind of like a distraction from all the news and politics stuff going on, but to me personally, it's a welcome distraction. So FN has this. Keltec has that 5.7.
P50,
Yeah.
the P50. I'm really excited for that one.
Yeah, that looks cool, but it's 1,000 something, which I was like, wow.
I didn't say I
this
was
is-
gonna buy it. I
this
just
is-
want to play with it.
No, I'm gonna buy one. I just don't know, $1,000, man, for a Keltec. That's Wait a minute.
So you're gonna buy one. So you're gonna buy one so I can come up and play with yours then.
Freight.
I really like Rolando, so I'm going to
The gun!
I'm going to put the gate on whatever was about to come out of my brain
Come on.
right there. Yeah.
Lazy?
I do not want the PRP trying to roll up on me.
I walked into that. I'm sorry.
No. Yes, absolutely. You guys will. I will invite you guys to come up and do some stuff with us. But yeah, I would get that. I like 5.7. I know it looks weird. I don't know what Tony thinks. Tony is we're kind of like in the same thing. We like weird looking stuff, right?
Yeah, I mean, for the 5.7 from Keltec.
Mm-hmm.
Keltec has QC problems.
Mm-hmm.
And some of their guns are kind of unfinished looking, so that's my only issue with them. I mean, and it's like also availability, but everybody knows that about Keltec.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's made out of unavailium. But
Well, once
I-
I feel like when they start making stuff, it's actually. I know in the past, and they still run into that a lot. I think that's the distributors that do that craziness where things aren't available. Because I've seen them actually shooting the things. I would agree with you. There's some stuff that does have QC issues. Here, I'm just repeating this real short video here from Keltec. Or, well, I think this is from Oleg Volk. This flamethrower right there, man, on this thing. Yeah, I like this small, weird kind of deal. It does look almost 3D printed, so I can't argue that. But I kind of like that, right? It's why I like the Cybertruck, for example.
they're fun. But again, when you drop $1,000 on a Keltec that looks like that, I'm like, yo, dude, that does not look like $1,000 gun. At least that's what I felt when I held some of their other stuff, like the KSG, the KS7.
The
Which
only gun that I've seen so far that was, I think, maybe 1200 was the RFB, the big RFB. I mean, this is probably the first time. Now, people sell Keltec guns for way over what Keltec is setting the price at, right? But I think I think the RFB was the only one that I've seen at Keltec that was, they set the price at 1,000 plus. So yeah, if it's hard to get it out there, you can easily see people selling these things for like 1,500, $2,000 or some nonsense.
Yeah, never happening.
Yeah. So, but it does look cool. It does look cool. 5.7. Yeah.
I like the idea of 5.7. I like the idea of 50-round magazines. Of course, where I live, it's ridiculous. Not happening. Sorry.
Yeah, you can't have that, Tony. You can't even. You're not allowed to look at the videos of that. You're not allowed to go on the Keltec website from New Jersey.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised if they set it up like they do gambling websites that you can't play across state lines.
Yeah.
But I do host events in Pennsylvania, and that's when I get my little taste of freedom.
Mm-hmm. NLC says the only Keltec he likes is the sub 2K. Gen 1 or Gen 2? I'm assuming Gen 2. I'm assuming he's saying Gen 2.
We have a Gen 2 sub 2K.
Gen
it's
2.
been awesome.
Yeah. What, did you guys kit it all out? You have a whole bunch of stuff on it, or it's just like it came out of the box?
I want to say that we changed some stuff because it takes. Rolanda, correct me if I'm wrong. We changed it to take Glock mags. So
you changed it to take Glock mags? No, it probably came. I'm assuming it came.
He did some mod to it. He did some modifications.
Okay, maybe he did some kind of optic thing or something like that on it.
Maybe.
Like the flip out.
That's the cool thing about it. I like it. I think it's cool.
I got excited when I changed the trigger on my rifle. That's as far as I go.
Yeah. NLC says Gen 2. And those are probably going to make a comeback with everything happening with braces. Rocking like. Do you remember before braces became a thing? Sub 2Ks were the thing.
Oh, they were.
Because it was folding. It was folding. And you can have it in a little small package and then unfold it. Have a nice carbine. And then the braces came along and everyone got all up in that. Got a little bit bamboozled by some things.
Well, it was funny because AR pistols were already out, but most people wouldn't touch them because it was like, oh no, you can't shoulder it, and you have to put your face on that, and you have to do the push pull.
Yeah, but why are people so you guys have you guys ever cheeked that the AR pistol? It's no big deal cheeking it. No? I've done it. It's not that big. It's not that big of a deal. You just need multiple points of contact. If you have multiple points of contact, you could stabilize something, I think.
Again, can't have AR pistols here in Jersey. If they weigh over 52 ounces, and it's just some ridiculous stuff. Mm-hmm. So that kind of limited me getting into the AR pistol market at all, because there was only one gun available, and it had like an 8-inch barrel. And when you get 5.56 or an 8-inch barrel, I mean, it's just a range toy and a flamethrower for the most part, and it makes people hate you because it's loud. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But it is a fun gun to take to the range. When you start cutting down the barrel of a 5.56, you lose some of the ballistics. And I'm like, then what are you doing? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because as someone who's trained in the Marine Corps back in the day when we had 20-inch barrels and they taught us how to do CQB, CQC operations, they taught us with that. I have a 16-inch barrel on most everything. I have an 18.5-inch barrel in the shotgun. And I shouldn't really be roaming around the house looking for stuff anyway. So between tactics and effectiveness, there's no reason for me to get into that.
Okay, here's a question from Trenchwork Chronicles. He says, what do you all think about the Ruger PC9 that takes Glock mags? Which, let me see, I've got a picture. I will throw that up here for you. What do you think about this?
It's a fun gun. Ugly, but fun. We had it at one of our Minuteman challenges. The guys had it. It's accurate. We were shooting it out to 200 on 14-inch steel plates. No problem, standing with a red dot.
Yeah, I would say. I mean, obviously, It looks a lot like a Ruger 1022, except it's 9 millimeter and takes a Glock Max, which is cool. But I would want this to be more compact myself. But I understand the nature of what it is, so they're gonna keep throwing a bunch of different calibers on that and doing some stuff with it. Yeah. Did you say you didn't like how it looks, right?
Oh, it's ugly.
I
It's
think
pretty ugly.
I think it would look better as a bullpup. Sprinkle some bullpup on it, boom, you got magic now.
Have you seen the bullpup kit for the high? What was it, High Point?
Yep, yep. Yeah, we did that to a
Well,
high point.
I
Uh,
got one of those right here, and it's man, it turns the fun up to an 11. At least the one from
yeah,
Hightower Armory, a
yeah,
lot of fun.
I think isn't Hightower the only people doing it? I mean, well, theirs looks awesome. I don't know if there's anyone else doing one of those.
Red Jacket did it for a minute. Oh, no, I'm sorry. No, that was the 20 Ruger 1022. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
Hightower is the only one that does it.
Yeah, Red Jacket had a cool. I don't want to say that it was a like PS90 kind of thing, but they had a cool kind of bullpup thing. I'm not sure what happened with that. Shout out to Scorched Earth Rod Mills. He's out there as well. He said he sold his sub 2000 for a 1911 because it looked like a barrel with a trigger. Come on, Rod. Come on. You're in Florida, sir. Okay, you're in Florida. You could just fold that thing, throw it under the you know throw it under the car seat or something of your new Beamer. There you go.
Crazy thing is, the sub 2000 is one of the only firearms you can carry on you in Jersey as a backpack gun legally.
Hmm.
As long as you don't load it until it's time to use it. And like if you have in your little backpack,
Hmm.
whatever, you have to keep the mag stored in another compartment on the backpack.
Oh, okay, interesting. Puerto
So,
Rican Pistolero. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, I got that from a lawyer named Evan Knappen.
Okay.
Because I try to have the lawyer stuff done here too.
Hmm.
That's also why I'm doing U.S. Law Shield.
Hmm.
Only because that's the only one legal in Jersey, and they give classes, and like for $20 you can come and actually get real information, not listen to the a-hole at the gun shop,
Hmm.
shoot them, drag them in the house kind of information.
Hmm. Yeah, 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 exactly. I agree with you on that. Puerto Rican Pistolero says the PC9 is cool, so is the Charger. I would like that if that was in a Charger configuration. I think it
Makes
would
sense.
look. I think it would, aesthetically would look a lot better in like a nice, cool Charger configuration. Maybe takedown. Wait, was that takedown? Let me see.
They have a takedown charger, yeah.
Yeah. Wait, was this a takedown though?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. These are
PC9's a takedown.
takedowns. Yeah. So a Charger takedown like that would be awesome. Maybe Charger takedown like that integrally suppressed. Boom.
So Tony,
They'll
that
probably get
Yeah, I know you
law
can't have that in Jersey. Sorry.
that law with the sub 2000 and this all these like little contingencies. The problem I have with that is if you, let's say you get somebody who pulls you over and then they go, okay, that gun's not legal. What are the chances the law enforcement is actually going to know that caveat? It was okay because the magazine was in the outside pocket.
Good question.
you cannot depend on the law here knowing anything
Hmm.
at all. I've had some of the worst or heard some of the most ridiculous stuff from officers. Like they have no idea what's legal, what's not legal. And that's just a chance you have to take. And that's ridiculous. That's what we try to explain to them when we speak during Senate hearings and things like that. I'm
Hmm.
like, you're making this law, but the police will not know this law.
Hmm.
Now I'm pulled over and the cop doesn't know this is legal and this is illegal. Like they just made certain the exact same 5.7 ammo that's illegal federally, they made illegal here. Well, if I have a Ruger 5.7 or this
What
new
what
Keltec,
5.7 ammo is illegal federally?
the armor piercing one that the military used,
Okay. Hmm.
um, they made it illegal here in 2019, in
Hmm.
December of 2019. For what reason? It's already illegal, federally. But if a cop only hears 5.7s are illegal, you know what I'm saying? and now you're at the range minding your own business, and here comes Mr. Overachiever with a badge. Oh, you can't have those. 5.7s are illegal. No, they're not. Yes, they are. And now what are you going to do? And in Jersey, if you lose your gun, good luck getting it back. You're going to have to, it depends on what town you're in, how they're trying to, politically posture. I mean, this is the same place that arrested a guy for having a black powder flintlock pistol from 1758 in his glove compartment.
And what was wrong with that? What was the violation?
Oh, yeah, you illegally carrying, illegally concealing, didn't have a firearms ID card. You don't need one for black powder.
Yeah, what was the outcome of that?
Well, he got out of it eventually, but he was a retired teacher in his 70s, and they were talking about federal time. I mean, not federal time, but state time, 4-year minimum, and he was going to lose his pension, his teaching pension. They wanted to keep it. They wanted to keep it to test fire it for ballistic tests just to see if it was used in a crime.
So he got it back, though.
I don't know if he got it back. He didn't even want it. He was one of those guys that collect Revolutionary era documents, and I guess he purchased them from someone as bulk. It's like, here's the documents, and here is a pistol, and here's like all this era stuff. And he was like, I guess I'll take the pistol and use it for photos or something, but he had no use for it. So he threw it in his glove compartment because it was the papers he wanted, and he forgot it because, again, did not want it. So when he got pulled over on a traffic violation, which got to make your blood run cold in Jersey, you open your glove compartment to get your paperwork, and there's that thing shaped like a gun wrapped in a cloth. Yeah. And he showed it to the cop, and the cop was like, oh, it's no big deal, and they came back and arrested him later on a gun charge.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. By the way, let me see. John Crump gave us a couple bucks here. He says, who is that big, black, sexy man? That's not from me. That's from Crump. And I read it. So, there you go.
That's Hank Strange. I figured you'd know. It's his show. Oh, you mean me? Cool. Yeah.
I don't want to take credit for,
Sorry, John. We just heard that Tony's completely loyal to his wife. Sorry.
Yeah.
You're out of luck.
You can't have it. You can't have it, John.
Yeah. LV Louis Cypher says nothing is legal in New Jersey.
No, just stuff you don't want. You can get weed. You can get weed in Jersey.
It's legal? Okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah, Jersey.
Somehow when you found out how much money they could make with it, they legalized.
Yeah. Interesting. All right, let's see here. What else are we going to? What's up with the folks out there? What do you guys want to get into? By the way, smash the thumbs ups right now. Tell us what stuff is on you guys' minds that you want to talk about. Or Joanna, if you have something that's particularly, annoying you. I know,
Depends. I mean,
something you want to get off.
That's a loaded question this week.
Yeah.
I don't know how people want to talk politics or not.
Do you?
I'm always game.
What's on your mind? The Parler thing, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I think I'm going back and forth because I got rid of my Facebook because I was getting pissed off at listening to all my liberal friends just going on and on and on. By the way, if you guys don't have liberal friends, I do, and they are obsessed, like obsessed. I saw someone post 5 times in one day about this whole thing, just over and over again.
But why did you get rid of your page? It's a great opportunity to just troll the living daylights out of them. Have your page, put all gun stuff up there all day.
I tried. I actually used to do that, just not to troll, but I got tired of down here in sunny South Florida. It's pretty much all liberals. So when one of my oldest friends told me, I think I posted a picture of Rolando and I shooting rifle. Probably like the first time I shot my AR was actually on an anniversary many moons ago, and I had a picture of us shooting on the anniversary. And she typed in the comment, "Do I need to worry about you?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's just so I don't know. I just don't have the energy to fight it on that level every time. I just refuse to do it online with people I know. I'd rather just talk about it. I feel like people are more receptive to talking about things like that in person. So I did. I didn't even respond. I actually made sure I ran into her in real life, and then we had a conversation, and she felt ashamed of herself. Because I just feel like that's the problem with what's going on with a lot of the internet stuff. People no longer know how to communicate and be civil to each other. So I'd rather just talk to people in person.
Yeah. It's a weird thing, right? We did used to be able to argue with each other. There was a time when, I think there was a time when people enjoyed having conversations, challenging conversations where they didn't agree with each other and they didn't leave there feeling mad. As a matter of fact, they probably have more respect for the person, even if they didn't come over to their point of view. But I think we're well past that. Just how everyone's programmed today.
I think you're 100% right. I think way too many people have gotten into the social media way of doing things with the anonymity or the separation between what you say and the consequences of what you say. Oh, then I'll never speak to you again. And it's like, well, there's no reason for that. We can actually have an honest discourse, and we don't have to agree. Matter of fact, that's what I tell people at my events. You don't have to agree. You can have a conversation and you can leave not agreeing on stuff. Doesn't mean I hate you because I don't agree with you.
Well, the irony of it is these people are supposed to be more accepting of different kinds of people.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Listen, my feed is 99%, because my Facebook was my personal page of all my friends from South Florida. So like 99% of them are of a certain political bent. Amongst people's pictures of what they ate and pictures of their babies would be every other thing would be something about, personally, I don't care. Like I'm definitely the kind of, the same way that I'm a vegetarian and Rolando's not, or my friends are not, that's on you. I've always been that way. You can do whatever you want. As long as you're not pushing your stuff on me, we're cool. So I respect them the same way. They'll have some memes about being pro-choice. I'm personally pro-life because I grew up Catholic. That's just my thing. I don't really care if you feel the other way. But they'll have some extremely disrespectful making fun of pro-life people, and I don't say anything. The second, I see stuff all the time. I see people post all kinds of things. I see people post pictures of little pigs and say, oh, how delicious. I'm like, I don't feel that way because I like pigs, but I'm not going to say anything to you because that's your choice. But the second that I put anything, even remotely, like, it's not even a meme. It's just a picture of a gun. Boom, 20 people are jump on and have an opinion. And they're not respectful. So I feel like I'm respectful to them. I let them be, because that's just how I feel. You can do whatever you want. Just don't infringe on my rights and what I want to do. But they just don't offer me the same courtesy. And it's just...
I think you need to get new friends. I think you need to get new friends. And you need to move further north, come out of communist territory. But you definitely need to get new friends, in my opinion. So first of all, social media, I have it because I do this, right? And there's people who find me that I went to high school with or whatever, and they find me and they want to follow me on there. I actually wind up feeling sorry for them, because all I do is post gun stuff, and when they try to get all whatever like that, people tear them a new one. And then they're like, oh, how come you're not defending me? I'm like, who told you to come into my thing? I didn't tell you to do that. Then they go away. Good riddance.
Yeah. Because they jump on and they think they're still talking to you from high school. Like, you look, bro, we're not in high school anymore.
Yeah.
I'm doing this thing. I have people that like what I do and follow what I do. So you're trying to snipe from the shadows. One, you're an amateur with this. And you're doing zero research on what I do now. You know what I mean? The amount of knowledge I've accrued, the people I know, and you're just coming at this like I'm that dude you knew from down the hall freaking 30 years ago. I'm like, yeah, you about to get unloaded on by some lady in Kansas that likes my podcast, and like she runs Second Amendment organization, firearms instructor, and works for DC Project. And it's like you about to have a come to Jesus moment, and I'm not even gonna find out about it until like I log back on 2 weeks from now. Dog, what happened?
That's why they don't follow me anymore. You know, and it's too bad, because the gun guys. Here's the thing with gun folks. You know, on your Facebook thing, you could put up lots of stuff. You could put up your car stuff, what you're doing with your kids. Oh, you went, you went out and did, you were at the beach or whatever. Gun people are cool with that. You know, you could do whatever it is you want. But yes, it's true. There's people on the other side that are, I think they're just programmed. That's just really what's happening with a lot of people. They're just programmed, and they just don't know any better. So, go ahead.
I was going to say, Nitrate and Len Holt in the chat are blaming the Real Housewives and the Kardashians. I don't know what we're blaming on them, but I agree.
Yeah, 100%.
Hey, hold on.
Whatever it is, I agree.
Especially if it's negative.
Oh, okay. So listen, Crump wants me to pass something on to you guys, so I'm just going to read from his message that he's sending me here. He says his FBI contact is monitoring social media. We're talking about social media right now. His FBI contact is monitoring social media for people going to the armed protest and making a list of people in groups. They also plan to be at the protest undercover to get pictures and names. And he says, I think that is why these protests are being pushed. So it's a trap. But I think we came in with that, right, Tony?
I'm just laughing, thinking about the FBI agents going to be taking pictures of each other.
Yeah.
There's one. Wait a minute, I know him.
Yeah. All the FBI agents are going to be wearing Boog shirts. You know.
Idiots.
And patent leather shoes or whatever. I don't know. You know. I'm assuming they're not going to be dressed like FBI. Look, when we had the guy who was an ATF undercover agent on, there's no way Vincent Sheffield, there's no way that guy was an ATF agent. But he really was. He was legitimately an ATF undercover agent. Looks like a straight-up criminal.
My very first diversity shoot, New Jersey State Police sent someone to infiltrate the African American diversity shoot, I think was the name of my very first one. I don't know what they thought was going to be there, but it was me. It was 4 dudes and my partner, Sean. And we were going, it was the very first one. And he rolls in and tries to like, oh yeah, hey, how's it going, fellas? I'm like, hey, what's your name? Oh, I'm blah, blah, blah. Oh, how'd you hear about this? Now, this is my very first event. Very first time using social media to promote. I only had Facebook. 25 people said they were coming. And, of course, only 4 showed up. But we knew them, how they heard about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know why they're here. The 20-something people that didn't come, I know all of them. So I'm like, hey, how'd you hear of us? Oh, John.
Mm-hmm. John who?
John who?
Smith.
John who? Like, I know at that time I had like 50 friends on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
John who?
Mm-hmm.
And finally he just gave it up and told me he was with the state police, firearms. Dang, I can't even think of the official name for it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he came clean and pulled out his STI, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And we went and ran a buttload of his 45 through his gun and had a great time. And I never heard from him again.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, yeah, if you want to hear about what we're doing, I said, actually, since you're with the state police firearms division, maybe you can answer some questions these guys might have.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're here. And he was a real nice dude. And they left because they had no idea, I guess, what we were or how many people were going to show up, but they wanted to be in on it. And, well, congratulations. You're our 5th. We could either shoot guns or play bridge. It is what it is, man. Mm-hmm. They actually came out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, listen, it's, there's no way around that, right? I'm sure they're being a little bit more sophisticated when they monitor you these days. I'm sure they still are. But your intentions are good and pure.
With the hours and hours since then of podcasting, of whatever, if you want to know what I'm doing, heck, Ask me a question in the chat
Yeah.
now, Lance.
Now, if they want to catch you doing something wrong, they got to catch you with some pork.
Ain't nothing wrong with what I do with pork.
Oh boy. So anyway, do not fall for the trap. Don't get involved in this stuff. I keep telling you guys, a lot of these people, I think people could accidentally get caught up in things here that they don't want to be, and then find it difficult, maybe get themselves red flagged and all kinds of nonsense. And I would just stay out of all of this. We know what our opinions are, and look, this happens, man. This is the world. We 5 years ago, it was completely different people running the country. Next week or 2 weeks from now, it'll be on again. But we could do things to insulate ourselves from what's going to happen, and let these people run with their nonsense, and stay out of that. I'm not saying that there's not a time and a place for those kinds of things, but right now, I would avoid all that stuff. Avoid getting into things on social media with people. There's a lot of people, I notice every time I post something, there's people who have private accounts, like trying to egg me on to say stuff and all of that. You just can't fall into it.
Do you guys see anyone actually seriously talking about it like they're going to go? Because everything I've heard from the get has been, this sounds fishy. Mm-hmm. I haven't seen one person.
There's always going to be that. There's always going to be people, man. They cast a wide net, right? How did this guy? What was the name of the guy on NBC that had To Catch a Predator? Remember that? Mm-hmm. Yeah. How are they putting that show on every week and people are still strolling in there? People are going to get caught out there because they just don't realize, and they're not paying enough attention. And you could get in trouble by not even going, just commenting and saying stuff on social media. You can get into those particular issues. So
I noticed that a lot of the people, CNJFO is one of the Second Amendment groups here, that work on concealed carry and just work on getting those laws beat down. And immediately they start putting things out. There's no Second Amendment group in this state that's behind this, and all across all social medias they put that out. So yeah, if you're buying into this, you're falling for the okie doke. It's a straight setup. Do not go. There's nothing to be gained from it, especially in this environment. I understand people trying to egg you on, screaming the patriot this and patriot that. I'm like, yo, they're setting you up, because there's not going to be a payoff right now. It's not going to be a payoff that's worth how they're going to paint you in the media.
Yeah.
Not now.
Right. And I'm not saying don't, do your thing. I just do my thing, man. I'm still posting things, but I'm not letting people get me caught up or wrapped up in anything.
There's going to be a time later on this year when there's definitely time for marches and protests and rallies and things, especially if especially when anti-gun legislation comes down the pipe.
Yeah.
Gird yourself up for that. Do organize things from groups that are actually Second Amendment groups, and get in on that, but only when it's constructive. Right now, it's going to be more destructive than constructive.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And also, I mean, if anybody learned anything from what happened the other day in the Capitol, it's like, one, they didn't accomplish much. Two, whole bunch of arrests. If anybody was had a photograph in the Capitol, they've either gotten fired from their job or are getting investigated by the FBI. I heard the FBI was looking for tips. There was 70,000 tips they received. So apparently a lot of people are going to get stitches because there's a lot of snitches.
Man, you got to flatten the curve on that stitch giving. Hospitals are going to be full.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here's the funny part, because someone had asked me if I was going to go because there was going to be a protest in front of the ATF. Someone asked me that in December. And I was like, yeah, but what's the point of protesting in front of the ATF? And then I was like, what date was it? Because I was talking to my wife, because I try to make sure she knows when I'm going to be at something to host something out of town. So I just went to look up the date, and I was like, wait a minute, there are going to be 6 protests in D.C. at that? No, I am not going. I'm like, I look like that dude. Like, whenever there's a problem, I look like that dude. No, I'm staying home. And no one's going to, how many people are going to snitch on me? if they see me standing in the middle of the Capitol
So
building.
I think I saw somewhere that Airbnb is actually checking their logs to see who stayed in an Airbnb in DC around
Wow.
that time, and if you did, they're gonna ban you for life. They're gonna go back and look through all their stuff, I guess, and maybe try to make some kind of correlation, and then ban you for life. But look, none of this is new. You know, I've been banned from PayPal for life just because I'm a gun guy. Didn't do anything
Yeah, but
wrong.
that
Didn't
is
break any laws on PayPal or anything like that. But you know, so we're gonna
that
see more of
that's
this.
that is extra insidious though, because okay, you can feel however you want about what happened inside the Capitol building. Okay, people may. I personally am not a huge fan of what happened. Okay, whatever. But the people who were outside, the majority of those supposedly, I don't know if the official count, it was 3 million people was the last time I heard. The majority of those people were just there legitimately peacefully protesting. They shouldn't be getting repercussions because we still
There's
have our.
multiple things go. There was the rally, and then there was the riot and the storming, right? Those separate things, and I think separate sets of people,
Uh-huh.
not the
I
same
know a lot of
people.
people that were there during the day early on, waved their little flags, and then left.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Now they're
Went
going to
to
get
yeah.
yeah,
all kinds of problems.
And that's an issue you have to deal with. I mean, that was one of the things I worry about when I host my events, and when they started getting into 60, 70 people coming to the event, I worried about someone coming to do something, to show up, uh, to do something negative. You know what I mean? Like if someone's just anti-gun and tries to shout me down,
hmm
that makes no difference. But if you want to go and get on the range and do something unsafe, that's why we have like a person in every port. We have our own safety officers. We had the range safety officers, just because you never know what some of these people do. I mean, I've been docked before. I've had people take pictures of my card, put it on the internet when I'm doing stuff.
hmm
Um, and I'm like, you can't be too careful with these people because some of them are nut jobs.
hmm
Now, when you get into a crowd that size, like when we went to the 2A rally in DC, um, that could have gotten iffy. Like we had some questionable people there,
right.
and
But you have to be careful of
that's
who's
not.
immediately around you. If you don't recognize those people in a big crowd situation, if there's a lot of people around you that you don't recognize, you need to separate from that crowd.
It becomes dangerous, and sometimes it gets
Yeah,
too big.
yeah,
And that's something. And again, you just had it hijacked, just like people who went and protested, Breonna Taylor and George Floyd had their things hijacked. What it is insidious, and I've been saying it for a really long time, is divisiveness. They're sowing it. We've all, for the last year, been protesting the same government.
yeah. Well,
We've all been protesting the same government, and they've got us believing we're each other's enemies.
yeah. And one of there's a whole bunch of stuff here. Let me hit this. Atomic Bowl says, so only communists should protest in America? No, I don't believe that. I believe we all have the right to protest. Just don't fall for traps. There's obvious traps out there. Don't fall for it. Don't do their work for them and help them set you up. You know,
Hmm.
there's going to come a time and a place for that. And my strategy, one of my strategies in this, which I'll share with you guys, is we all need to take a little step back and let these people eat themselves. Okay? It's not going to take that long before they start going after each other here. Okay? I'm just telling you something. Let all the stuff happen, transitions, whatever needs to go down. These people are going to start going after each other. You know, now do we have to put up with it? No. I think there's things that we could do. Can we stop dealing with everyone? Can we stop dealing with Amazon or Apple or this thing or that thing? I don't know. But I think really we have to have viable alternatives that are markedly different. And if we don't, there are things that we can do. And one of the biggest things we could do is step back and let these people destroy each other. You know, this
And
is what
well,
happened in #MeToo.
yep, they will tear themselves apart because a lot of it is pandering.
hmm
A lot of it is people pandering to their extremes. And when you do that and get left unchecked, your extreme attacks you because you're not what you've claimed to be. Now you got to pull off that crap you said. And that's what's going to happen as long as they don't have center and right, conservatives, to push around. Just take a step back.
Yeah.
Let's be smart about this. We have to make this last at least till the next election, which is, again, November, when we bring some more people in, and November after that, and the November after that. Actually, not even November. Whenever your primaries are, that's when we have to start making ourselves felt as voters, especially in primaries.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Tony.
Well, here's the thing, because a lot of people go, the election in November. No, the primary is where you can get rid of some of these people that have been around way too long. And that's when most of their people sit on their ass. The time to make moves is in primaries. I mean, I've worked for the election board for 15 years now. I've worked over 30 elections. I'm telling you, during primaries, I was working one where we had 560 people in the district. 25 people came out and voted in the primary. Do you understand what kind of massive moves you can make if you have 26 people vote for the same person in that district? You can actually change over seats in a primary.
Yeah, when people aren't all activated and paying attention, you can do, certain things work like that for these people. Another thing that's going to happen is all these new people that went out and bought guns, and I think we're like automatically discrediting a lot of them. But so, for example, today when I was talking to my friend's father that wants to get a gun, I said to him, so you are getting this gun because of what you think the Trumpers did in D.C., so that I'm going to assume that you're supporting Biden, right? But Biden is actually planning on taking guns. If you go look at what he put out there, he's planning on taking guns. But from what you saw, you're planning on getting guns, while that guy is planning on taking guns. And I said, what's interesting that you're going to do is that you're now going out to stores that are not run by people like Biden. They're run by people more like the Trumpers. And you're going to go to those people and you're going to get guns from them and you're going to get instruction. Who do you think is you should be worried about? The people who you think who are the reason why you're doing this are the ones who are going to sell you guns and train you how to use them and make you proficient. But you're doing it because you're worried about them. And then at the same time, the people who you want in power and you think they're going to somehow solve something are the people that want to take that ability, that security feeling that you have by going out there and trying to do this. Listen, it's tough to do that, right? And like scream and shout at people, and I wasn't doing that. But I was just trying to walk through like logical steps. And I think these people are going to make these journeys on their own and start to realize all that.
You can't force them. You can't force them because they have this block against what we're saying. I could tell their eyes got glazed over. Certain people just get their eyes glazed over. They're not listening. They don't want to hear it. Especially, I've mentioned this before. I have liberal friends, and some of them, because of what happened this year, they're now liberal friends who are gun owners. And, one of them outright, I tried to educate her on what was going on, and she actually came to my house. We had wine and cheese and and politics, and I was hoping that by the time she left, she was at least a little open-minded. The next day she went to vote. She voted for Biden, but she's also the proud owner of a gun that's now going to be banned. So when after the election I said, okay, who'd you vote for? She said, okay, I voted for Biden. And I said, well, congratulations, that new shiny gun that you just spent $700 on, I hope you're not too attached to it. Because it's going to go bye-bye. Yeah. And then she's like, well, why didn't you tell me that before I voted? It's like, you weren't listening.
People have to come to sometimes you have to get there by yourself. You could take a donkey to the well, but you can't make him drink.
Yeah. Obviously, I would not like legislation to pass, like that's, all these things that he's threatening to do. But if it happens, it's like, I'm going to be sitting there going, I told you so. And they'll get there themselves and they'll change their mind.
Yeah.
Well, what I'm finding out is, like in Hank's situation, people stay in their echo chambers. It's like the McDonald's commercials. If you ever watched McDonald's commercials back in the day, if a white show was on, everybody in McDonald's would be white. If black show was on, everybody would be black. None of the people were in McDonald's at the same time. And what is going to take for people who are anti-Trump, I mean, Democrat, but anti-Republican, not just Democrat, but anti-Republican, is when they go to buy that firearm. Now they're going to be surrounded by Republicans and conservatives, and these people are going to be talking to them like everyone else.
Their new best friends.
And all of a sudden, it's like, it becomes what I see at the diversity shoot all the time. Hey, this is a regular person. You're all regular people. They've all tricked you into thinking you're something else. You have
you're thinking you're the enemy. It's like a friggin' Star Trek show.
I'm like, you have exactly, and I know the one you're talking about. And it's like you have 98% of everything you believe in common, and they have you split along this 2%. That really means.
Well, the way they brought us here recently to this level is through the lockdowns, right? Through masks, and then obviously from the entirety of Trump's presidency vilifying him, right?
Yep.
That's how we got here. But what happens when that goes away? You think they cannot sustain the numbers and go and like oh, Biden's awesome, all pure awesomeness. Okay, Kamala Harris, she's floating on, golden rainbows. No, I mean, there's no way. They're going to start going after each other at some point here. And the things that they start doing to the people are going to be like, oh, wait a second. And then when you're still living in a world where all that stuff that was actually Trump's fault, if you actually are that kind of person that you believe that everything that was happening was Trump sitting somewhere in the White House and sending out vibrations and mental thoughts to make the white people hate you and come try to get you. When that doesn't change and Trump's not there doing that, now what you gonna do?
I can't wait to hear AOC go off on Biden or Harris when I'm sitting there eating my popcorn, because she's a loose cannon. She does not follow the rules. She does not do what they want. So that's going to just be entertainment.
Yeah.
Again, she's that pandering that believed what they were saying. So she bought into it wholeheartedly. You know what I mean? She drank all the Kool-Aid. And they're like, no, we didn't mean that stuff. We really want to be rich. And you're going to run it all. And she's like, no. During lockdowns, why are we getting paid too? And they're like, someone shut that child up.
Yeah.
You've created this, and you made her your hero, and she's going to be she has coattails. She's going to be bringing in people just like her into your party, and you're going to wonder what happened.
Yeah.
It's like it went to the extremes.
All you need to do is just prepare. All you need to do is be prepared, be ready. I'm not saying, like, this is not backing down or anything like that, okay? It's doing what you're supposed to do in a situation like this. If you're out in the world and you're with your family and things get crazy, you just don't start running around the place like a chicken with his head cut off. Okay, you back up, you assess the situation, figure out what's actually going on, who's actually your enemy, right? You observe things, just like this is the thing that we have to do instead of falling into traps and people getting messed up. Now, let me go to this while I have you guys here. It's a good opportunity. Lots of people are out there sharing their alternative things that they're on and ways that people can follow them. What's you guys? Joanna, do you have any alternative stuff?
Yes, we're on Minds. Today, I think, was our first day on there. Yesterday.
What's your thing on Minds? I will pull up my phone right now and go on Minds. Hold on, let's see here. And for people who don't know what Minds is, it's the app that has a big light bulb on it. Boom. All right, and what are you guys on Minds?
We should be locked and loaded Latinos.
Locked and loaded. The and or the N? Oh, there we go.
Did you find us?
No, I see locked and loaded. Is it locked and loaded? Is it spelled out and? Is it the and symbol? I don't see.
It is nope, lied. It's locked loaded Latinos. Apparently you can't use an ampersand. So locked loaded Latinos on Minds.
How in the heck you spell Minds?
There he goes. I found it. Okay,
Oh,
cool. I found it. I'm subscribing to you right now.
Excellent.
Just spelling errors on my part.
We are not on Gab yet because it's been really unstable, I hear. So,
Gab is, yeah. So I was checking out Gab for anyone who wants to know. This GAB. Actually, I could show you guys that. So it's actually here. It's the G. The problem with that is it's really a website. It's not an app. So it's just a website that's bookmarked. But a lot of times when I go to it, it's trying to load in the browser and checking. So we're getting that kind of stuff. I think they're getting a lot more traffic than they expected. So that's really what's going on with the Gab. Other than Minds, what are you guys on?
that's it for now. We got rid of our Facebook. Actually,
Okay.
we are on Locals. We are on Locals. We've
Locals, I
been on
don't know.
Locals.
Are you guys following me on Minds? You better be following me right now on Minds. Okay,
we're
whoever's
not.
in
We're
charge of
not.
that. Yeah, you need to
Listen,
get.
it just started today. We'll find you.
Yeah.
And we are on Gab. Apparently, we are on Gab. It should be the same.
Is that
Locked,
okay?
loaded
That's
Latinos.
right. Okay, locked, loaded. Okay. Sanctuary
And
County says Gab is overloaded. True, true, true.
Yeah, it's not stable.
Hmm.
And we have been using Locals from the very beginning. And Instagram.
Are you
for
on
now.
Library TV?
We are not on Library TV.
Okay, you need to go sign up for that. Get up over there, and get your videos moved over there, your episodes moved over there. Okay, it's library without the I. So LBR. Here, let me pull it up. I'll pull it up here on the screen and show you guys. So you could just search it, lbry.tv. It's on blockchain. This is it right here. And if you go there, this is what it should look like. Tons of videos, lots of people over there. You can just do a search. Hank Strange should come up. Let's see. Oh, look at that. Hank Strange is on there. You guys can go follow me. And then Locked and Loaded Latinos should be over there. And they're automatically pulling my videos. So some of these other places, you've got to go now and upload your videos. And that's why we haven't done that yet, because time.
Yeah, I want to
So-
say we have our videos on Locals as well, but it is one of those things where we have to manually upload it, so not
Yeah.
everything is on there.
Yeah, actually, let me go back. I didn't even show everyone that. So here we go. So library.tv, pull it up, right? And when you pull that up, you can go in there. You can search for Hank Strange, but there's also all the stuff you need to sign up for this. If you look, there's a login, sign up, all that kind of stuff. Oh, I got to put I'm missing letters in everything I typed today. There you go. So there's Hank Strange. You could click on that, go to my channel. And look, even the latest video that just went up on the YouTube channel, if I go over here to the YouTube channel, see this video before you buy that cheap silencer, that's over there. So it's automatically pulling those videos up and putting them on Library TV. That saves you a ton of time. I know it does. It saves me a ton of time. So you guys might want to try that out. I don't know. Were there any other things before we go on to Tony? Let me see. What other things? Let me look at my notes real quick for the stuff that. By the way, everyone should be looking into TUSC, TUSC. Okay, if you want to find out about TUSC, here, let me share this with you all real quick. Again, TUSC Network is what you need to look for. Hold on, what happened there? Okay, TUSC Network, TUSC. Crypto, if that comes up, that's it right there. Online payments for retailers from TUSC. So the Universal Settlement Coin is what that stands for. And this is set up so that retailers, not just firearms retailers, but they are starting with firearms retailers because they are pro Second Amendment. The founder of this was on one of the podcasts, and we're going to have him coming back in the future. And full disclosure, they do sponsor me, but they are set up. It's like a cryptocurrency, like Bitcoin, and we can use this to buy and sell stuff. Because one of the ways that they're going to go after the industry is by cutting off our ability to buy and sell stuff to each other. Okay, so I would look into that and figure it out. And I'm going to have them come back on and help folks to figure it out because, look, I'm learning about it myself. So, Tony? What do you want?
Tony.
Yes.
Tony at diversityshoot.com is what I'm on.
For Minds?
Nope.
No? Oh, you don't have any kind of alternative stuff?
What I'm doing is just Nope, I'm just typing all of it up now. My big move was going to be going to Parlor, and it's gone now. So I'm
Oh.
typing down the things.
So I don't know
Uh,
if you heard the news. No, I'm just.
yeah, it's like, hey, I'm going to make that move to Parlor.
Yeah.
Parlor.
You might want to get in that time machine and go back and warn them to get better servers.
Nice. Well, I've decided I'm not going with VHS. I'm going with Beta, so I
Mhm.
should be good.
Right. Right. Oh boy.
Yeah, dude, so
Oh boy. Yeah.
yeah,
So you're getting stuff set up now, right?
I'm going to only
Mm-hmm.
because
Mm-hmm.
like I lost 50 people in a day off of my Twitter account for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
Like I have no idea, 50 people gone,
Mm-hmm.
boom, like that. And it was funny because I guess other people were saying they were losing people, so I just did a screenshot
Mm-hmm.
of my Twitter page.
Mm-hmm.
Went back later same day, down 50 people.
Wow. Okay, I never even looked at my numbers to see what was going on with Twitter.
I heard that tens of thousands of people got banned.
Yeah, that's
in like
probably
one
why
day
people
on
are
Twitter.
disappearing. Yeah.
And they're claiming it's all Q people, but I really don't think it's all just Q people.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe that I had about 1,500, 1,600 followers on Twitter,
Mm-hmm.
that 50 of them be Q people.
Yeah. I don't check my
That's so-
numbers. I'll throw it up for you guys now. I don't check my Twitter numbers. I think I've got like 4,000 people follow me on Twitter. So we'll see from here if it goes up or down. I'm not sure what's happening with the Twitters.
I don't even worry about my numbers.
Yeah.
I do what I do. If you follow me, you follow me.
Mm-hmm.
But it was only in a conversation that maybe on a podcast I was listening to,
Mhm.
and I just did a screenshot
Mm-hmm.
because I can multitask. I can't fold my laundry immediately after getting it out of the dryer, but I can listen to a podcast and be on Twitter at the same time. So I took a screenshot, and then I was like, whoa. So
Mhm.
I did it for my Facebook also.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not Facebook. What do you call this? IG.
Mm-hmm.
My Facebook has been acting weird lately. It's asking me to log in, and I'm like, what? I'm always logged. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't like the sound of that, Tony. Listen, I think what you said is really, really important in the beginning of your thing. Diversityshoot.com. The .coms. Now, look, guns.com had some issues. I think they got attacked or something.
They're down.
Yeah, they're back. I think guns.com is back. Hold on a second.
I just logged into. I was looking at an article, and their articles were down.
Oh, really? Their articles? Let me
Yeah.
see. I believe that guns.com is back because before we got on the show, I was over there looking at it. But look, see, hold on.
Say their main page is up, and it says they're having some technical issues.
Yeah.
But if you Google any
Okay.
of their articles are missing.
Yeah. So yeah, there's still stuff going. They may still be in the process of recovery, but the .coms are important. We own those, even if we have to change like DNS and other stuff, servers, etc. We still own it. And then please, if Tony, you've got an email list, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't, but I have people that have purchased tickets from me,
Mm-hmm.
and I have their email address.
Mm-hmm.
And what I'm going to do, because I have on 2A hosting is
Mhm. actually
actually my service provider,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm good with that. I won't go anywhere. I mean, that's who I'm dealing with,
Mhm.
Pro 2A company,
Mhm.
and I'm probably going to just start doing a blog every day, and it probably will be what I'm putting on social media until it disappears.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to start putting out content on my .com and just ask people if they want to be on a mailing list or something. I'm going to have to try to do something to set myself up
Mm-hmm.
to continue this. Like right now, I just found out that New Jersey hasn't opened up and may not open up this year to more than 25% capacity at indoor ranges.
Wow. Okay.
I was hoping, because I was able to get into Pennsylvania last year in August. I had my first diversity shoot there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I got in contact with the range again because Pennsylvania closed down on November 20th of last year.
Mm-hmm.
I spoke to them today, and they were like, yep, we're going to make up a schedule for 2021 so I can continue hosting events at that range in Pennsylvania. And if I can't host in an indoor range in Jersey, I'm going to work to have an outdoor range in Jersey, maybe work on a diversity shoot after it gets warmer, that we can do some stuff, invite families out, and have something going on at an outdoor range. They're not going to stop me. They're just going to force me to do alternative things. In New York, is on the list. Maryland is on the list. I'm just going to have to work through the area and see what I can do, because I feel that what we do, especially now when they're trying to get us through divisiveness, is really important to bring us together. And I can't stop. Not now. I think it's too important. I think the longer this goes on, the more important it's going to be for people like me, people like you guys, to show the diversity in this community and help it grow. We can't let obstacles get in the way. We can't be falling in love with the friggin' social media. Those things change. So we have to find alternatives.
Absolutely. And, it's a lot of work, but we have to do it. First of all, Armament and Axes gave us a couple of bucks here, and he says, Hank, check out the site, guntube.org. /home. I'll take a look at that when I get a chance. There's a ton of places. The most important thing for me is what's the easiest. So I really wish that these guys had an easy way to port everything over. I get it if they don't. It just means that we have to, it's going to take time to do that work and get that stuff up over there. So if you guys want to screen capture your page, and I'm going to show both of you guys what I'm doing. I'm not telling you to do this, but I've kind of been working on stuff for a little while here, and if you want to capture this, I'm just going to throw my page up here for everyone to take a look at. Maybe I'll go sideways, it'll make it bigger. Okay, best 5 ways to connect with us in the coming socialist zombie apocalypse, which is already upon us, brothers and sisters. Here it goes. HankStrange.com. The links to everything are there on HankStrange.com. You could check the Stranger Holics tab in the menu. The Superphone, that's actually a number that's on my phone, and people communicate with me through that number all the time. So I could text you, you could text me, you could call me. People do that. The email list, very important. We've been working on this for a while. So HankStrange.com/email list, you will find that. Library.tv that we spoke about earlier, which is on blockchain. It's a blockchain alternative to YouTube. And then number 5 is Minds app, and that has the light bulb. And I'm at Real Hank Strange, and that is also on blockchain. And you guys will find that I post. So basically what I do with this whole posting thing, because it gets crazy, I compose my posts in a note, and then I just go around and post them everywhere. So that way you have content on these places. And like what I've noticed, for example, on Minds, as other folks are telling their people, hey, find me on Minds, when they're going on there, they're looking for like people. And when they go there, they see there's content, right? This is why I've never had any kind of love for any social media. We don't own any of that. I learned that when YouTube, I think back when I was like 60,000 subscribers, a couple of years ago, YouTube deleted my channel, and I had no access to those people. So that could happen any day on any one of these social media platforms, including, as you saw on Parler, that was supposed to be like all set up. The problem is Parler was all set up, and everything they did it through these folks. And that's why they could coordinate and take them down. It's unfortunate. I hope Parler comes back. I think I saw stuff in the news that they're working on it, and they may be back up in a couple of days here, but this is just how this kind of stuff goes. So
all right. I'm gonna have to go, guys.
Yeah,
the show's up in a few.
Absolutely, man. Sorry, I forgot this. Got caught up in things. But please make sure that you follow Tony wherever he is right now. Keep up with him, and I'm sure Tony, in some space of time here, you're gonna get all this stuff together, right?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know we were gonna have to do this. I knew it was going to happen eventually, but this is going to have to be something that's big. Even PayPal can't be trusted.
Well, they kicked me out. They banned me for life years ago.
Oh, a friend of mine actually is a firearms instructor, and he doesn't even take payment through PayPal for that, but he's on PayPal. Because he has a membership thing, like a YouTube thing, but it's a membership that you pay through there, but there's no firearms related anything. They seized his account because his partner in the training business sells some stuff, and he violated PayPal rules. So since he was friends with him, they froze his account too.
Yeah.
I'm
that's how these guys get down. Yeah.
So, no.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
All right. Thanks, Tony.
For being on the show.
Absolutely.
Bye, Tony.
Good seeing you, man. And Sanctuary Counties is saying people are losing tens of thousands of followers right now. It's a purge. If you guys stay tuned here, we are going to have Sanctuary Counties on. I don't know if he's coming on this week. Maybe. I have no clue from day to day what I'm doing. but he is going to be on, and he's been here in the chat. You guys might, around the country, you might want to communicate with him. I believe that he was saying that there's states now that are sanctuary or working on becoming sanctuary states. So I think that's something very important, and we're definitely going to spend time focusing on that, as well as TUSC and lots of other things. As alternatives develop here, I'm going to spend time trying to bring those alternatives to you guys. If I can get the people from those companies to come on here, I'll do that. But, that's not guaranteed, but we'll work on it. And he says that email lists are getting canceled now also. Everything could potentially be canceled. Let's be honest, because there's companies that carry the email lists. So if you're doing that, you have to keep your emails backed up. Because if a company turns around and goes, we're done with you, you've got to be able to go off. But I hope that out of this, and tell me what you think about this, Joanna, I hope that out of this, there's enterprising business folks out there that believe in the Constitution, and specifically our gun folks, and they get behind these kinds of things or start businesses in these veins.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I'm kind of just waiting to see if we keep hearing this, we just have to create our own companies and create our own economy, our own platforms. It will be, I think it will come to that. I think people will take the initiative and go that route, because there's going to be a need for it. There's a market for it now. Mm-hmm. Half the country feels that way. So if they're smart and they have the means, that's a great opportunity to create business with a ready market. So I definitely think we're going to see it, but there is going to be a little bit of a time lag where we're all going to be floundering a little bit, like, well, what do I use?
If you're alive, you're good. If you're alive, you're good. It'll get worked out.
I think people right now are kind of floundering and not knowing what to do, and I think it's just one of those moments in time where you just need to just chill out for a little bit, and let's see where it all where the the smoke settles, or whatever the expression is. It's just let's see what happens, and I think it'll be okay. I think, like you said, a lot of things are not going to go as planned for the opposition. Mm-hmm. They're going to start, like you said, eating themselves, and people are going to start, I always like to call it the pendulum swing. It might not be a pendulum swing, but I think people will start figuring things out as stuff goes sideways. Mm-hmm. And if we just have patience and don't go crazy, I think it'll work out. Mm-hmm. So hang in there.
Yeah. Okay, Trenchwork, couple of things here. Trenchwork Chronicles says, if you ever want to come to VA, I got an outdoor spot. I don't know if that's for me.
That was for Tony.
That's for Tony.
Because he's looking for an outdoor range.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Definitely get with Trenchwork Chronicles. I'm sure Tony already knows that. So those guys, he's got that locked down. Let's see. Sanctuary County says, and this is what you were talking about, as Dan Bongino says, we're going to have to develop entirely separate and parallel economies. If only there was a guy, like a gun guy, who spent a lot of his time, energy, resources for years trying to tell people, no. You know what? I hate I told you so. I really do. Because I get mad if I try to warn people about stuff, and I spend a lot of time and energy talking to people about things and saying, hey, let's get ready for this. And then it happens. It doesn't actually make me happy. It makes me mad. But the way my brain works is like, okay, hey, you can't do anything.
You're ahead of your time.
Yeah, you've got to, when this stuff is happening, my brain is actually on the next things. I'm thinking into the future of where things go, what happens 6 months from now, a year, 2 years, 5 years from now. So it sucks, but listen, this is how most of us work as human beings. When we get in trouble, then we're like, oh, wait a second. We don't think about getting insurance until we're going to die. And then we're like, wait, might need some insurance to take care of my family, and we just have to try to be, a little bit better than that, and to survive a lot of what these guys are going to try to do to us. Remember, they've got a lot of money, a lot of resources, a lot of everything. on their side, and they can systematically, this is what this should prove to you, they can systematically go out there and go after people. And they're going to start with the big ones and then start going all the way down. But it doesn't mean that it's over. So,
yeah. The tactics they're using right now is clearly the corporations are in bed with a certain side politically. So since, First Amendment and all that protects us from the government, it doesn't protect us from corporations, as I've heard over and over and over this week. They can do whatever they want. So that's the tactic they're going to be using. So shop small, shop alternative, find alternative means. If you see somebody's, a big company's doing something and banning people or getting rid of people, get rid of them. Plenty of options out there. And like I said, just have patience because it's going to happen. We're eventually going to get our way in terms of at least having a separate economy, hopefully, where we're not dependent on these leftist companies for everything.
Yeah. So a couple of things. Crump gave us a couple of bucks to say that he called it, which he did.
He is saying he is saying I told you so.
Yes, and he has the right to that. He's, I think him and I had a discussion about this today, but yeah, he did. So I think he's got the he's got the credit to say that. Eli EDC wants to know what's Latina Locked and Loaded's name.
My name is Johanna with an H in the
Johanna.
middle.
AKA Yolanda.
Yolanda.
Yeah.
But I go by Joe because half the world can't pronounce my name right, and I don't really care, but it just makes life easier. Just like one syllable names, like boom, just done. Joe.
Yeah.
That works.
I call you Yolanda in my brain because of Rolando. So I'm like, yeah, Rolando and Yolanda.
I'll answer to it. It's all
good. My apologies. Way in advance for that. Trenchwork says, me too. I know. Yeah. A couple of things. One of my things that I'm planning is to, in this year, figure out a way to be more flexible and get on the road more. I don't really want to do it by plane, so I'm gonna probably involve myself in some kind of van life or something. I don't know. We'll figure that out. But I think we need to get out there and actually deal with each other and not let all these restrictions and whatever get in the way of that, right? That's the most valuable thing that they cannot take away from us. And that's what I'm talking about now, looking at the future. But, we said this earlier, right? It's very difficult to just boycott everything that they do. What we need to do, though, is be on the lookout for people on our side who are doing things, and we need to, trust but verify that they're not just trying to con us, because there are a lot of con men out there. Okay, there's going to be a lot of people who are opportunistic and try to take advantage of this moment and come up with all kinds of stuff. So we need to make sure that we're trusting but verifying things that are going on out there, doing our research, making sure everything is on the up and up and legit. But when we find the things that people are doing, we need to figure out how to support them. And I think that's really important. So everyone's going to pick a lane and go down that lane. Some people have skills this way, that way, that way. Some people might say, I'm going to spend time and money building servers because obviously we need these servers and stuff like that. Then when we find that, we need to get behind that if we find that and identify it, right? If there's people creating apps, we need to get on all the apps and try to do what we could do on there. All the apps are not going to survive. And there's just going to be more and more stuff like that. If there's real politicians out there that aren't wishy-washy, then we need to get behind those guys. Maybe a lot more of us need to think about running for office and stop saying, I don't want to be a politician. Well, that's how we wind up here.
I definitely wouldn't make it I definitely would not get elected in my current area.
Yeah. So...
By the way, some people are crapping on van life. Y'all need to watch what's his name, Talon Sai. Is he van life? What's he doing? Yes, he's got a great. He's been blogging for the past year. He's got a tricked out Mercedes Sprinter. So I was gonna say if
Ah.
you're into that, you should watch his blogs.
Oh,
He
he's
actually
got
did
that
a lot of.
Mercedes Sprinter, huh?
Oh, it's fancy. You would like
Nice.
it.
Yeah. I
You
would
check it out.
if I had a Mercedes Sprinter, I would take that big Mercedes symbol off of the front of it and put it on a chain and hang it around my neck. Like Flavor Flav. So, I'm just saying. No, I know. I've been researching all of that, and I've seen the Mercedes Sprinters. I'm liking the Ford Transit vans. The new Ford Transit vans are actually pretty cool. I think since 2020 they're all-wheel drive. As you all know, there's a couple things: integrally suppressed, bullpups, and all-wheel drive. Very important. Very important stuff. So I like what Ford is doing, and I think those are probably a lot more affordable. 11 Bravo Grunt says, Hank, I miss your old intro music. Which one? Like the really old school, old reggae sounding one? Because I can bring it back. I have all of that music. I made that stuff myself and I keep it because YouTube tries to strike me even on music that I've made myself. So, but they can't do it with this music that I've been using all this time because I could go back and show them where I'm the first person that used it. So. And I do try to bring those things back from time to time and throw them up there. So let's see here. And there's a whole bunch of things, different things going on here. I think Talon Say is not the only one doing van life. Nothing Fancy is. Nothing Fancy's got one of those Astro vans that looks very creepy. But it's stealth at the same time, I guess. If you want to go stealth as an op. It looks like it's if you see it, you'll go, oh, that's probably like some DT undercover type things, surveillance or whatever. But there's a lot of dudes in the gun world that are doing that kind of stuff. So I'm planning.
Yeah, Roland wants to do that eventually.
Yeah, I'm planning on doing it and trying to get out of this studio space and be mobile and moving around. And then at the same time, if I've got to go somewhere, it's more comfortable to go places and bring equipment and spend more time and then be flexible. I might be in Virginia, for example, and someone says, oh, I know this person. I could just easily spend another day or more hours instead of like trying to rush to get to an airport and do things and get out and see things. So 11 Bravo Grunt says, no, bro, the hip hop music that you had, he said for a life, but I'm guessing he meant to say for a while. So, okay. There's still music in the videos, but I'm not sure. I do a lot. There's one in the beginning and one at the end. I think that in the beginning it was hip hop before I went to like the more reggae kind of thing. I forget. I need to actually work on some new stuff. Put some new stuff out there. I like that song. I don't need a handgun. I want an AK. No one heard that song, huh? Yo Gotti? No. You have to stop listening to K-pop.
I need to send you some more. I only sent Hank one thing, and it was just one song. And he's judging all of K-pop, although I like that song. But I would love to know what you think about with the girl K-pop and hip hop.
How can you tell the difference?
Trust me, you
can't tell the difference.
I gotta send some of you this
Okay,
stuff.
fine. Okay, send it to me. Send it to me. If it's involving women, real legit women, not traps.
I think you'll like it.
I'll take a look at it. I'll check it out. 11 Bravo says, get an old GMC van and paint it like the A-Team van. That would scare Didn't, I thought that's exactly, Nothing Fancy had that for a while, didn't he? Or who was it? Was it G-Webs? Someone was doing that. There's been lots of. I'm not doing anything new. Lots of people, lots of folks are out there.
It's not new. It's just in vogue now with the hipster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I will be getting out there and touring around at some point. Who knows whenever that all gets worked out or not. If there's someone out there who knows how to fix those up without destroying them, let me know. Maybe we could work something out. I'll park in your backyard or something, and we'll build on it. But we'll make it happen. Uncle Brick says Uncle Rico's van is what you need. I don't even know what that is.
That sounds shady.
Yeah, sounds very shady, Bricks. Very shady.
Bad things happen there.
Yeah. And Sanctuary County says, if you swing by Virginia, I'll take you to the range. Yes, that's the thing. We'll be out on the range.
Well, now you got to visit Sanctuary Counties and Trentworth because they're both in Virginia.
Yeah, and Gorillas and Guns also in Virginia. Lots of people in Virginia. You know, we can do lots. By the way, all the Virginia people need to link up. Maybe, and I know we're probably getting ready to get out of here, Joanna, but maybe we should do like a all Virginia thing and put like trench work together with Sanctuary Counties and Gorillas and Guns. They probably already know each other, but maybe do an episode or something like that for the folks out there in Virginia to help get things organized. Maybe for you Virginia guys, can you get us like a pro 2A sheriff to come on the show? That would be awesome. That would be awesome. I'm trying to get my sheriff to come on, but there was just some kind of crazy murder in my county, and he's kind of real busy. But I'm still gonna work on getting him on. All right. So listen, we're over the 9 o'clock hour. We need to wrap this up, and I see people. By the way, Richard Monder was hitting me up on my phone, and I'm going to respond to you here in a second. But we need to wrap this up, Joanna. Once again, do you want to tell the folks out there how they can, how they can follow you and support you guys, and when your show is coming on, when and where?
Yes. You can follow me personally. I am on Instagram. That's my favorite platform. Latina Locked and Loaded, just like I have here in the chat. The show is on Sundays, live at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, every Sunday.
What's the show?
Locked and Loaded Latinos. We have an ampersand.
Yeah, I mean, this is why it gets confusing. So
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I thought I told you the story. We were originally going to go with Locked and Loaded Latina, but then there was we did a Google search and there was a porn that was called like that. So we're like, we're not going to go with that.
Okay. No, you didn't tell me this.
Let's not
but
get anybody
okay.
confused with the porn.
Yeah,
So,
I'm putting the page up. I'm putting your YouTube page up right now. Everyone should go there and smash the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed.
Yeah, we have a great show, great chat. And y'all should come and check it out. Sundays at 7.
Yes.
And then follow my husband at Puerto Rican Pistolero on IG. We're also on Minds as the Locked Loaded Latinos. And apparently we're on Gab. Check us out.
Yes, lots of places. Don't even know. All right. Awesome. Yeah, PRP just threw that up there. I'm putting that up there right now. Stay right there, Joanna. I'm going to run in the end. Big shout out to Barnauls. Thanks for sponsoring the podcast. Barnauls, we'll be doing some stuff with them. Hopefully getting some ammo in here as well. Make sure you guys go to hankstrange.com. Let me run in the end. All right. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, smash the thumbs ups, ring the bell so you can be notified every time we go live. We're going to rip out the audio from this and throw it up on iTunes or any other places that you get your audio podcasts. If you're ever looking for it, we get kicked off of iTunes or anywhere else. If you go to hankstrange.com, the podcast is actually right there. And you can listen to it just from hankstrange.com. So if you're in your phone, you could go to hankstrange.com. There's a mobile version to our browser, and you can go in there and listen to the latest show. How awesome and amazing is that? Pretty amazing. I am going to give Joanna the last word here. Hit me with it.
Everybody out there, if you're freaking out, you're feeling some kind of way, just try not to think about what's going on too much. There's not much you can do in this moment. Try to direct some of that energy into something positive. Go volunteer. Go clean your guns, especially your carry. It's getting a little rusty. Just hang in there. You're going to be okay.
Amen. All right, we're out of here. We'll see you guys. Peace.